Dear families, friends, alumni, staff, faculty, and viewers from around the world, dear graduates, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the INSEAD Master in Management class of 2021! Thank you, everyone, for coming to help us this very special day, mark us this very special day. I'm Peyer. I'm Dean of the degree programs, and I will serve as a Master of Ceremony today. I'm joined here on stage by MIM21. He's the Dean of INSEAD, and our graduation speaker, Sandra Sandir Sultan, MBA 9060, Senior Partner with McKinsey based here in Paris. It will be my pleasure to introduce them in turn shortly. Dear MIMs, today we celebrate your achievement of completing the most intense and most global MIM education in the world. You have done it already a while back, but yeah, I'm still very happy. I'm happy that we finally can come together. I can see your faces fully, not just your eyes. And I'm very, very happy that you have taken the time to come after all the COVID struggle to also be with each other again. It was very funny just before we came in, someone was telling me that when you were walking through Fontainebleau, that you felt like you had to share the village with other people. So I'm very happy and I'm very proud to say that you have been an outstanding class. Congratulations. And I have to give you some evidence, obviously, of that. So parents, partners, friends, here is some of the evidence. In fact, I do remember when we designed the Master in Management program, our Dean, MIM21, has reminded us that students are coming from these undergrad institutions and planning coursework during 3 days of the week and 2 days of the week planning other sort of career-related activities. And then on Saturday, tutorials did sound like a little bit of a stretch, and it was a shock for everyone when you came. That's the intensity that you had experienced, and I vividly remember after about 3 weeks into the program, some of you came like, it felt like you'd already spent a year at INSEAD. So just to tell all of your parents, families, and other financiers of your program that you have really, really had a phenomenal, intense experience here. So, you are, and you will always be, our pioneering MIM class. You have built a very, very strong foundation. And let me give you here also an example of this. A few weeks ago, we have run this INSEAD Giving Day, which raises funds, for example, for scholarship for future students. Your MIM21 class came in second in terms of participation, okay? No, that deserves sort of a round of applause. And the reason why I'm saying you have set a new standard is, who was number one? MIM22. So you have built a phenomenal foundation with your MIM class of generosity that has really transformed and really made a splash in the INSEAD community. So I really wanted to congratulate you and the MIM team with Thibaut, Agatha, and Angel for their work together with you to build this generosity within your community. I'm very curious to hear from you what you have done, what you have achieved, and the experience you've had since you were leaving INSEAD, the INSEAD bubble. I had a partial view of that because I was grading your final reports in December, at least those of you who submitted on time. So you had to do two things. You had to deliver a report on sustainability, and you had to deliver a report on what you have learned, the theories, and how you've actually experienced the application in practice. So what did I learn from those things? I learned that sustainability has certainly arrived at the CEO and the board level, not at the MIM level. The MIM students, there was one person that worked with green bonds. The rest of you had to go look for what sustainability means in the companies. But what I loved about it, when you were describing, I had to talk to my boss's boss's boss to get to someone who could explain to me what sustainability means. You have suddenly made an impact because you're an INSEAD graduate who's asking, what is your company doing around sustainability? I love that. You don't need that the companies all need to be great at sustainability. What we need is you to ask the right questions, to be curious about what your company does, and therefore planting the seed that, yes, actually we do care about what does your company do. There were great examples of this. There were great descriptions of what you have learned about your company that wasn't that obvious, and your companies often had done quite a lot of things in sustainability. It was just not so obvious to everyone who joined a company, either as an intern or as a new MIM. So I really loved and I really appreciated what you have written. It has given me a good glimpse into what your experience was when you have started your journey post INSEAD, and I appreciated that you were open and you've shared this with me. I've also seen that many of you had referred back to courses that you've had at INSEAD. I remember you had a practical, which is something you do actively design things for future businesses with Steve Chick, and you've had Adrian Buss doing financial models, and suddenly in your reports I've seen how you developed all these NPVs and DCSs and LPO models, and for those of you who are now sitting here and it's like, what is the guy talking about? That's what they spent 50,000 euros on. So it's all these abbreviations, it's this language that we have then heard back from you. It make me feel very proud because you have really absorbed all of this new information, and you were able to show me how you have applied these tools in a very specific situation. So I hope you will have more stories to tell me over cocktail later on about how you are experiencing your post-INSEAD life and how this is really helping your company and yourself in getting ahead. Now, not all of the environmental and the social issues can be solved at the individual firm level. And what makes me really hopeful is that you, as these very talented MIM graduates, you bring something to the table that no other graduates bring to the table. You've learned to build bridges between cultures and ideas here at INSEAD because of the diversity that was and is within your cohort. You've become much more aware of different perspectives, and you've really built the capability to bring people together, to tolerate different opinions, rather than to have your own view only. And I think this is what the world really needs now, and I'm pretty sure also in the future. We need this for sustainability reasons. We need this to bring an end to the war in the Ukraine. I remember that, who could have imagined that some of your classmates, just a few weeks after graduation, really in December, would be living in war-torn countries. Please do keep talking and exchanging with each other and instill this INSEAD way of being able to talk across different views, ideas, experiences. Please keep this alive for all of us and for all the people around you. You are the folks that can keep this information flowing. You can bring information about peace, you can bring information about sustainability, and you can help us find solutions to these societal challenges. Let me thank once again also the faculty and the staff for creating this transformational experience and environment for you to grow, and I've seen you've grown further since then and develop. I want to end my speech with my best wishes for your professional and personal lives. The very numerous participation in this makeup graduation shows me that you really are INSEAD. You care. This is sort of like your first year reunion, graduation, come together, hug all over. So very, very proud to see this. And I'm very sure that your parents and your families will be very proud of you as we are here at INSEAD. Good luck, pioneering MIM class of 2021. Thank you. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our Dean, Ilian Mihov. He was appointed Dean in 2013. He's also holding the Rousing Chair Professor in Economic and Business Transformation. Prior to his appointment as Dean, Professor Mihov served as Interim Dean and as Deputy Dean for Faculty and Research. Professor Mihov joined INSEAD in 1996, some years before you were born, I thought, and has taught macroeconomics and econometrics in the MBA, EMBA, and PhD programs and a lot of executive education programs, and won the teaching award a number of times at INSEAD for MBA and EMBA programs. He hasn't ventured into MIM yet, so who knows, next. His research has focused on topics related to monetary policy, fiscal policy, and economic growth. So if anyone worries about inflation, that's the man. Professor Mihov's papers have appeared in many of the top academic journals, and his opinion is very highly thought after in the news as well as in keynote events around the world. He holds a PhD from Princeton University, where his thesis supervisor was former Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke. In 2018, he received the UN Women He-for-She Leader Award for his outstanding service and contribution towards gender equality at INSEAD. He's also a board member of the Singapore Economic Development Board and the Stewardship Asia Center. An advocate of the potential for business to act as a force for good, he's been the academic director of the Hoffman Global Institute of Business and Society since its foundation in 2018. And in 2020, he was appointed chair of the board of the UN Principles for Responsible Management Education, a UN Global Compact initiative. A less well-known fact is that he was selected as Deputy Prime Minister of Bulgaria, which, fortunately for us, he had turned down. Please help me welcome Ilian Mihov to the stage.